Hey, welcome back. I'm Christy.
And I'm Meek, and you're watching the Scuttlebutt Spotlight Scuttlebits episode.
Yay.
This is the after show to our earlier show. And we have with us Reese, he's still back. And newly we have Kamika.
Hello.
So let's get started. We're just going to talk about a little bit of extra stuff that we couldn't fit on the show.
I know this is unscripted, it's laid back, it's not censored, so I don't know what might come out of anyone's mouth. So, yeah. All right, Reese, let's start with you.
Okay, so we want to make a shout out to all the graduating seniors at the local colleges and universities here in the area in the Triad.
Congratulations.
So Michelle Obama's gonna be in town for A&T graduation tomorrow, and Michael Eric Dyson will be at Winston State University, my alma mater, for tomorrow. Now, I live in Lynchburg, Virginia, where the President hopeful Mitt Romney will be speaking. Now, Liberty University is a Christian-based school, and Mitt Romney, as we all know, is Mormon. So a lot of the students there are protesting because of his faith. But if you know anything about Liberty University likes to stay in the news. They've always been in the news.
Told me that.
They love the spotlight.
What other crazy stuff? Like, why are they in the news so much?
Because they like either negative or positive. They want people
the
to
attention.
Right. They like the attention. They are what we call fame.
Whores.
Yeah. So if a school can be that way, they are a fame whore. And let me tell you, Liberty University, not knocking anything that they have everything top notch, everything is state of the art, everything is brand new.
Yeah, I heard it was a really, really good spot.
I mean, it's great. They have like 50,000 students, 25 on campus, 25 online. Great programs, but they do like the spotlight. So Mitt Romney's there tomorrow for their commencement, and like I said, he's Mormon faith, and I don't know what Mormons believe. I don't know if you guys know.
I don't know.
It's definitely not Baptist or Christian.
Yeah. So. I was going to ask you, I'm thinking about what you just said about Michelle. Is Barack doing any commencements this year? Because I know 1 year he was doing like a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, he is doing one.
You know what school it is?
I don't know what school it is.
Yeah.
I know Michelle Obama actually did Virginia Tech today.
Yeah.
Coming to
A&T. And tomorrow, Sharon and Kiera are going to see her in the morning.
Okay.
They got someone's tickets. I'm not gonna take them. That's what we were talking about. I think didn't we talk about that on our show a couple of weeks ago? The students at A&T was a big controversy because they had to limit it to 6 tickets per person.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone said, well, they want everybody in their family to come in town and see them graduate.
Right.
When you tell me I only have 6 people, it was a big deal.
Right.
So I felt like the way they were protesting, they had such a bad attitude about it. I was like, well, just don't let her come. I mean, you can't sacrifice that to have her speak at your graduation. I mean, they were just complaining so much.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, just don't have her. But I
was going to say, I think that it's a hindrance if you have Michelle or President Obama speak at any kind of graduation because you have to go through so much security.
Yeah. Right, and that's why they had the tickets so limited because even though in Greensboro the Coliseum holds 23,000 people, they had the Secret Service said they would only do 15,000.
Yeah,
and so that's what limited the 6 people. Right. And then everybody got to go through the security and it's a lot of whatever. But I mean, I think it's wonderful if you can get her because, like I said, the governor spoke at mine. That was the best graduation I had, and that's as good as it got. But to have Michelle. The sitting first lady. Right. I mean, oh my God,
best graduation.
I mean, goodness gracious, you shouldn't even take that for granted. It shouldn't even be a complaint. But,
but
you know how we do.
But if she actually, shakes the hands of people graduating now, I've noticed. I don't know if you guys have. They have separate podiums. They have a podium for the speaker, and then they have a podium where you walk across.
Really?
Yeah. So if you look, like in the next couple of graduations that you'll see on C-SPAN or whatever, they'll have a podium. If the speaker is high profile, they'll have him or her on the podium, and then they'll have a tiny podium in front where they actually walk in front of. So the graduating speaker doesn't shake 1,000 hands or get in contact with that.
Right. But I got to see. Such an honor.
I got to see First Lady at CIAA, and it was just as bad. The dogs were all over the place, and actually pulled over this one little lady who had an oxygen tank. They pulled her over because she had an oxygen tank. She was trying to go see the First Lady, and the dogs were all over her like she was wrong.
No!
She was alcoholic.
It's not that tank.
Well, I mean. Who comes to a tank to a big event like that?
Who comes with the tank?
Exactly.
She was trying to be safe. That's all.
Yeah, so
and she had got her chances before it was over.
You can't get there. Sorry, moving on.
With the oxygen
tank. Welcome the Obamas to the Triad.
I know. This is exciting. Wish it was my graduation. Good Lord.
Well, you can go.
No, I'm being kickboxing.
Okay.
I have a ticket, so I can't go.
Come see Michael Eric Dyson.
Yeah, no.
Okay, alright.
So the big thing this week in the state of North Carolina, and I know you are not a North Carolina resident anymore, unfortunately. We miss you so much. We had the primary elections this week. And I voted.
Yeah. I tried to vote.
I got there late.
Are you gonna be late in November?
No, I'll be on time.
Yeah, she ain't gonna
like
be
yesterday.
What was yesterday?
I mean, you're gonna be on time like yesterday, just like early. You need to go tomorrow.
What, for November?
Yeah, for November.
Oh yeah, I don't
In her defense, we were in kickboxing class and she had to leave our county to go to her county.
You know how many people sacrifice their lives?
Forsyth.
Sorry.
She's not a Forsyth County resident. It's like she can go back to her county. So the big thing on the ballot this past week was Amendment 1 for the state of North Carolina. And I know you had a few things to say, and I'll let you say whatever you need to say, especially since you were not able to vote.
Yeah,
you're not a resident.
I wasn't able to vote, and I didn't know what Amendment 1 was until probably after.
And they probably didn't even advertise it in Virginia because it was not necessary.
Yeah, and then they're not going to advertise it in Lynchburg, Virginia, where it's the Bible Belt. So nothing like that would ever come across.
Yeah. Plus, you were in Virginia.
Yeah,
y'all didn't have to vote.
Yeah, they would never say, they would never put that on the ballot. It would be, anything.
So Virginia must have already passed that.
It probably would have never made it to a ballot.
Because we're one of the 39th state to
they
before
probably
Amendment
never made it.
So
made it.
Virginia
Our
probably already
Senate
did.
and Representative said, it's not going to make it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even up for discussion. But anyway, everyone knows what Amendment 1 is. So
everybody doesn't know. Tell them.
Okay, Amendment 1, as I understand it, it only recognizes a marriage between a man and a woman.
Yes.
That's it. No common law, no nothing, no, man and man, no woman, nothing like that. It has to be a man and a woman. Now, I think
the way God created it.
This is the way God created it. However, a lot of people think that, anyone should get married.
Same-sex couple should get married.
Okay, correct. If you want to say that. But I believe that it should be some boundaries somewhere. I don't think, I don't know if it's, the boundary should be after a man and man or one woman. It just has to be a boundary somewhere. That's what I believe. Just a boundary somewhere. Because if you don't put boundaries there, then I can marry this clock.
But they're talking about that woman that tried to marry a building.
Exactly. You can do something.
What?
If you don't put a boundary.
And see, that's exactly why this craziness is crazy.
And I don't want to sound.
Because people, they take it to a different level.
Yeah, I don't want to sound disrespectful to a lot of people, but it just you have to put a boundary somewhere. And I think that
I agree.
The law was for a boundary to be set, not to discriminate people, but for a boundary.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with boundaries.
And maybe that's what people go.
But what do you think? And Kanika, you can chime in on this too, because I know you spoke about this earlier this week at work when we had this discussion. Amendment 1, the biggest thing, of course, is the union between the man and the woman. But when it gets into the children that same-sex couples have, and they're covered under insurance, and then it's just all these other extras, because it's like, okay, now we have to punish the children, even though maybe they shouldn't even be in that union.
I don't think that's fair because they don't have a choice or a say-so in the whole matter, but it's like they get the fallout for it, and it's not fair to them at all. Like, they still need to see a doctor, they still need to go and take care of the medical issues, and it's just not fair.
Yeah.
So tell me this, say North Carolina doesn't recognize the marriage of two women. Okay, so say it's taken apart in two women, it's just the mommy, and my daughter's covered. She's covered then under insurance, right? So it doesn't have to be you and I being married for our daughter to be covered.
That's what
I'm her mommy and I'm going to cover her, so she still will have insurance, right?
But the thing with that is that, with some same-sex couples, one of the partners may not work, and the insurance might be going through the other partner's working, and the whole family might be insured that way, that wouldn't be fair.
But isn't that covered with the company? Because I know my company that I'm employed with, offers insurance to this, domestic partner.
Right, and our company does that too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, is that the state issue? Is that on the ballot too?
No.
As well?
No,
It wasn't there. No, it was only about the union between. And I didn't even know there was more to the Amendment 1. Kanika was saying, well, there's other aspects of it, but on the ballot, it was just the union of a man and a woman.
Okay.
It didn't even get into all the extras.
And they had other stuff in there saying that if you were unmarried and heterosexual, that you would lose a certain amount of domestic violence rights, and I have no clue.
Yeah, that was all the stuff that we saw on like TV ads and stuff, but I'm not sure. I didn't see it in writing.
Because I can't grasp the concept that you're telling me that I have to be married to a man to go file a domestic.
Yeah.
Okay, because you hit me, it's going down regardless.
Because that don't make sense.
Right.
Maybe they said you can file a different kind. You can just file a simple assault. It doesn't have to be a domestic violence charge. Because sometimes,
that makes sense. Okay,
sometimes the domestic violence charges have a lot of add-ons for that person.
That person can't be married.
Yeah, that person can't do this afterwards. Versus a simple assault, they may can do other things. So
and see, it made it sound like, okay, you can't file any charges if you're not married to that man.
And it's all about being
the charges is going to be filed after.
Right.
And we both gonna be locked up for the weekend.
It's
If I'm from Forsyth County, y'all both do 48 hours. Just saying.
Yeah.
Not from experience though.
But you know, I wish everyone that, you know, if they want to get married, those who want to get married that are same sex, you know, you can go to Washington D.C.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if that's what you want to do, I think that's what you should do. Of course, I mean, I'm a Christian. Of course, I believe in the Bible. We all sin, we all fall short. But I just feel like the fact that we have to vote on it, it's something's wrong, and we have to vote on it. Obviously, something's not right up in there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be a question.
Yeah.
But then one of my coworkers at work was saying, 10 years from now, we probably won't even be voting on it because it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a big deal, right?
It's not.
After, President Obama said he was okay with it, I think that that's another electoral ploy.
I agree.
North Carolina is a battleground state, so
Yeah.
having this big election and then you come out the very next day saying,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, I am an Obama supporter, but I feel like his
Right.
timing and stuff is very correct,
And you know what? It was smooth.
politics.
I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. But I'm so surprised that
because
he
now you're
came
gonna have
out.
those people that were against,
Right.
that want it.
Right.
But, hey,
Right.
I'd rather vote for this because he want.
And I didn't even think he would come out and say anything because they had clips of Joe Biden speaking. He was just like, I think they should be married. I think they should have insurance and all that. So I was like,
Right.
you know what? B-Rock might even say nothing about it.
Right.
But then he came out and said, I was like, honey, we in the White House in November because
He did say that it was important to lead out loud. And I think it was a good thing. I mean, his strategy is great strategy, and I'm down and I'm for it.
it's smooth.
But do you think he really truly believes that in his heart? Or do you think he just believes that on paper?
I don't know.
We
But
can't
if we in
say.
the White House in November, that's all that matters.
Yeah. So let's move on.
Okay.
Yes, they can.
But it's an ongoing debate, so it's funny how it shakes
Yeah.
out November.
So we're gonna talk about Trayvon Martin controversy.
So what
Yes.
is going on with that? I'm still pissed that George is even out of jail.
So apparently in Orlando, Florida, also
That's what we
sorts of
said.
stuff happens there.
Yeah.
But this guy, he has made some targets, some gun range targets with the outline in the shape of Trayvon Martin wearing his hoodie. And it has like the Skittle bag and the can of iced tea on there. And people are buying these things left and right. They're $8 for 10 in a pack. And they're saying that they sold out in 10 days.
It's a gun range target.
Yeah, the target that you use when you go to the gun range to shoot
Paper.
with.
That is
It's just outrageous. I feel like this day and age, people have no point where they just call quits.
Yeah, and he was just like he wanted to make money off of the situation, and
Yeah.
so that was
That
his
is so
way.
horrible. I can't even imagine what his parents was feeling with everything going on anyway. And then just to add like salt to the wound and to do something, it's just so disrespectful. Is not even the right word.
Yeah.
No.
I just been the business. We put the business mind in perspective on this particular situation.
Okay.
Now I understand that it is a harsh way to try to make money, but is it any different than having these T-shirt producers produce T-shirts and sell that on the
Yeah, but no
Trayvon's
one's
memory,
child.
on Trayvon's memory?
What's he showing?
Rest in peace, Trayvon. You can get a T-shirt that has Trayvon Martin everything on anywhere, any store in the hood, anywhere. You can buy a T-shirt with his name plastered on a T-shirt.
But rest in peace seems like it's being more supportive of the situation.
Right, but it's a different end of the spectrum, but it's definitely a ploy in trying to make money off of his memory. Now,
I guess it's just in the way
his
it's
business
been
is
done.
a gun range, and this has happened to this this man. He has gotten shot. Now, if I was a gun range, I wouldn't necessarily use that because I'm a little more sensitive than normal people.
Right.
But if I was just cutthroat business trying to make some money, I think it's a brilliant idea.
Well, yeah,
under the
obviously what he
circumstances.
thought
Right.
too,
Under the
right.
circumstances. But you have to have some kind of morality.
Right.
When
Yeah,
you do things like
definitely.
that.
Right.
So what is really going on in Florida? Like, really?
Well, I don't know. You're from Florida.
I know you said that crazy. I am from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, well.
I resided in Florida for
And
6
you went to
years.
Florida for vacation.
I
I myself don't even want to drink Florida orange juice.
These protesting
I'm
orange
from
juice.
Florida because they have more than just Trayvon on.
what about oranges?
I don't even eat oranges.
I don't know what is going on. It seems like every single
Pineapples and
election they got
watermelons.
jacked up in Florida and they just went downhill in Florida. I
I
don't
remember
know.
the voting thing with Bush and stuff.
Right.
And they better have it right this year.
Right, and that's when I was
No,
in
they're not.
Boone Cookman when that situation happened. I couldn't even vote because I wasn't 18 yet. I was like 2 months shy.
Florida gonna come with
And
some
my family in
hot
Cleveland, they let loose on us down there
They're
in
gonna come with some
Florida.
hot to it and be like, whoop, we ain't got no vote.
Okay, KCMP happened in Florida.
We got one ballot.
Trayvon's in Florida now. It's just
Florida is a mess.
And then the guy we reported on Scuttlebutt as the butthole is in Florida.
In Florida,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. Let me tell you that. This is all I know, and I done told the viewers this before. if George Zimmerman gets off, I think we're going to have 49 states because I think Florida is going to burn to pieces. We are going to be set back so many years it's not even funny.
Well,
I'm just going to go ahead and tell my parents to move because...
Stop paying taxes. If you live in Florida, you watch the show, stop paying taxes.
Damn,
how many will fall?
Yeah, I bet you they'll stop then. Foolishness.
It's a mess down there.
Right the Yeah.
Mess.
And you know all that stuff at FAMU, all the drum made Florida.
Oh yeah, they got arrested for hazing.
Florida.
Okay, so let's move on from Florida and their craziness. We're gonna talk about Jennifer Hudson. The trial ended, and we just got the verdict like a couple hours ago. Mm-hmm. What was the verdict?
The verdict was, drum roll, guilty.
Yes.
We knew he was guilty, and I don't know anybody in their right mind on the jury, off the jury, who thought he was not guilty.
They should have moved the case to Florida.
He would have been innocent.
You really actually got a good point there.
I'm just saying.
What I'm waiting for is the sentencing. Do you know when the sentencing is going to happen?
No, they haven't announced that yet.
Well, they should move that to Florida too.
I think the best thing for him at this point is just death, and I don't want him on death row for 10 years or 15 years. I think you should just go ahead and shoot him out back, do what you got to do, get it over with so we know it's won't be long and drawn out, because that was just absolutely horrific.
I think that Illinois does have like a slow process when it comes to...
All the states do.
Yeah, well, not Texas. They
shoot you up real quick.
They can.
Oh, we need to move it to Texas.
How long are people on death row in Texas?
Very little.
Really?
I think they're the state that has the most execution.
What takes so long in every other state?
I don't know. Processes, appeals.
Probably the same people that like.
Yeah, but I think Illinois has like the least strict rules.
That was
because there's too many people in Chicago murdering it. I mean, they just don't.
Yeah, Chicago often.
It's crazy. It's worse than
I was
Florida.
surprised it took them that long to find him guilty. Though it was like 2 or 3 days, and I'm thinking it shouldn't have taken that long.
Did you say they had a hung jury?
Yeah. Earlier today, actually, they had a hung jury. It was split, and then they got some video that they showed in the courtroom. They asked for that for evidence, and they watched that, and it was like soon after that that's when they had it.
I'm thinking, what was even in question? What was in question?
Well, who was his defense? Because they did a good job then to even have the jury thinking.
Yeah.
We didn't really follow.
You had a superstar on there crying, and you
could have.
Was he playing?
Was it?
I'm sure he was.
I'm sure he was.
It was nobody.
Yeah, but you know, some people take cases like that to keep their name.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who would think to represent George? But he got somebody.
Well, George got his money from the website.
But I think Casey's innocent.
Casey who?
Okay, Maurice. I think he just got fired from something.
Okay. How we gonna talk about John Edwards?
John gonna get up. Keep your head up, J.E. John is going to get off. Let me tell y'all, John is gonna be skipping right on back to his house in Raleigh.
You think?
Seeing his child whenever he see her on the summertime. He can't get her on weekends because Rio don't live in North Carolina, and John is just gonna keep living the way he living.
Now, did he marry this girl?
No.
Oh, she's still a side piece.
Yeah, I mean, they were never like in
they still together.
Yeah, I don't know if they were still together or not.
I don't think.
I think that's past tense.
But you know, I think that John his secret last name is Kennedy because I think this is some Kennedy stuff.
You ain't lying. I was listening on the Today Show, just all this underhanded stuff he was doing.
Yeah, and he was like,
and still on stage running for president. I mean, that boy was smooth.
Wasn't he?
He had some scandal with
See, that's what the scandal was. Yes.
So
what did Judy Smith think about this?
He probably had a good person working behind it.
She did on
his team now.
Olivia Pope.
Yeah.
Honey, J.E. Ooh. He's little.
And some good friends.
I think the lawyers actually.
Yeah. Some real good friends.
And some
lawyers tried to do a mistrial today, and the judge ruled it out.
But you know, he's
they trying to get against him. It's a hater.
He's an attorney by trade, so he knows all the.
He do, because I saw him when he came to Forsyth County courtroom when he first got arraigned or whatever. Sharon and I went down there, and he was the judge was asking John about we went down there, and I was taking pictures.
She took a lot of pictures.
The judge was asking John. He said, "Do you know such and such?" He was like, "I'm an attorney. I know the law."
Exactly.
And I was just like, "Oh, right." Yeah, John's not a game.
He's like, "Let me educate you for a minute."
Yeah,
right.
I think he's gonna get off.
Yeah, he's a good guy to know the law, but I don't know.
I mean, I've always liked Johnny. Even when he was running for president, I thought, maybe he would be a good president or vice president. But I just feel so bad what happened to Elizabeth. She died.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just the way she died, and it was just too much. Maybe all this should have came out after she died, so she would not have known. Yeah. But I just hate that she died knowing all this stuff. It was just horrible. Her children and.
Well, they were,
But.
Yeah, but they're wealthy and they would be all right.
They will be alright. And J.E. not going to jail, so I know he gonna be
It's all good when you got money.
Keep your head up, John.
It's a lot better when you have money.
Right.
Now if it was Poe.
It'll be a different story.
J.E., I be praying for you at the
Nobody
grad.
looked there like it wouldn't even be news.
It would not be news.
Oh, they cheated on her. They got a baby.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
That money makes the world go round.
It does. This has been a good show.
Yeah.
We have to do more after shows.
Yeah.
Have more guests. It was fun.
I agree.
It was fun.
Fun.
Alright, so that's it for our after show. Make sure you check out our regular shows, and until next week, deuces.
Bye.
Bitches.